And hello to America. Today, our discussion is on the positive mental health. It is an extraordinary thing that we have got mind. Mind is a magical faculty we all are dealing with, or magical faculty in this universe. It is mind that is experiencing everything. And we are dealing with this mind 24 hours of the day. But one of the greatest paradoxes of our age, not many universities give emphasis on teaching about the mind. It's just even the basics. In fact, many of the graduates may come out of the universities without any reference to this amazing faculty we have. Now, in this short time, let us try and understand some principles. Now, we are interacting with this world, but one obvious phenomenon for us to observe, each time I create a bondage to anything that is temporary. Understand the word bondage in your own way. When there is a bondage to anything that is temporary, we have subconscious panic of losing it. This is an obvious thing. This happens in children, same thing happens with adults, same thing happens with animals. And we don't like this insecure feeling. No one likes to be a loser. Things of this temporary world will, of course, go, but it is my choice whether I create a bondage there and get into some expectation that something will last with me forever or someone will be with me forever. So more bondages I create, subconsciously there is that panic. And this mind creates in us the mindset of a beggar and a victim. Beggar because now I want more because I am going to lose. So I have to sort this out. And you can get 10 times more, 100 times more. But as long as you are in this bondage, that beggar continues forever. It is a beggar mindset. And so also the victim mindset. Victim means you feel, if not today, tomorrow, you'll be a loser. And poor me. And maybe I'm already a loser. I might have got 100 items, but I lost one, so I'm a loser. So this victim mentality continues. And now these are the lowest denominations in any society, a beggar. Of all the social hierarchies, beggar is the lowest, and a victim is another lowest denominations. And we choose a mindset of that kind. Both these mindsets create in the person a sense of emptiness. If someone feels poor me, then what is it? He feels he's empty. Beggar all the time feels empty. Or even if he is not, he has to pretend to be empty. Then he knows that there will be success. So one way or the other, there is empty feeling that is created. And this emptiness is the cause of all our complications in life, both mental and social. If someone gets into violence, aggression, someone is robbing, someone is cheating, because internally he feels empty. But he has to deal with this 24 hours. He has to deal with that mind of a beggar and mind of a victim or mind of a robber. He's the victim of all this. That itself is a penalty for him. That mentality of a robber or mentality of the victim. There is an option to this. Just as we saw, if you create less bondage, you're less of a beggar and less of a victim. What does spiritual model tell us? Spirituality just means you are seeing the bigger map. That is all. And seeing the obvious. What we are seeing here is an obvious thing. So when you see the bigger map, you are seeing the obvious thing that we are guests. We don't own anything here. Guest never feels that he is going to lose anything because he has not created any bondage. So here, when we are seeing the bigger map, we understand the invisible traveler. Soul is the invisible traveler. He is the invisible guest in this entire physical world. There's lots of glitter and gold and cakes, but he knows he doesn't own a single atom there. He doesn't need to. At most, he's a trustee. Even the body is at most a trustee. He has not created a bondages anywhere. He doesn't want to, just remaining sensible. He sees anyone creates bondage in this, he creates penalties for himself unnecessarily. It is childish. But that childishness leads to, as we saw, beggar, and can take him to the robber or demonic mentality. But all the mental health problems also come there. When he comes to this mindset of a guest, he realizes he's full. He's got nothing to lose. He doesn't want anything from anywhere. That means there is inner nobility. The same person discovers that noble feeling inside. It is not a superficial, he's saying noble, but feeling full. Then proof of that, he needs nothing. And knows things come, go, think that is what is happening all around. Just like, a guest thinks, if you're a tourist somewhere, that things are changing outside. But he knows the change and the end, and that is the nature of this world. But he has no bondage. And when a person feels full, it leads to different kinds of feelings. When there is fullness, that is when we love others. We think of celebration. We think of giving. We think of contentment and happiness. Those are positive feelings come when there is feeling of fullness. As was said, it is not a physical collection of things. Beggar can have 100 different things, but mentality is still of emptiness inside. Whereas in this guest personality, the person who sees himself as an invisible guest. Invisible because anything that is visible is temporary. And one who is spiritually intelligent, he knows that he wouldn't like to create bondage anywhere. Any animal or bird that is clever, he will not get trapped. He remains free. So also here, one who is intelligent, he doesn't want to get trapped in this world. He sees himself as an invisible traveler. That space is nicely described, detached involvement. That means he is very much involved in everything. As a guest, he is involved. It's to start with the body and everything. But at the same time, he knows that he's free. Detached involvement. Nothing there is mine, nothing there is I. He knows things can change and things are going to end any moment without my permission. And that is the way things are. Nothing is wrong. He's never a victim, never a beggar, not even the slightest. Many, many things happen in that world, but he knows he's never a victim. That completely removes that energy of mental health problems. If someone is full and he feels internally light and he got nothing to lose and no one can harm him, and he knows beforehand the nature of this world, so there are no expectations and there are no shocks, no disappointments. So for him, this world is not creating in him the emptiness or these feelings of the beggar or a victim. So he also knows that everyone is lucky. To the extent you know yourselves, you know others. This feeling of being lucky and feeling of silent happiness and silent contentment. Each time you are shining light on this bigger map, it creates this inner sense of fullness, inner sense of happiness, contentment. This is supersensuous feelings. If someone even temporarily connects to this as an experiment, even a few minutes, again and again, that can eradicate all the old luggage we have created. So say, for example, you play with it for 1 minute. 1 minute, see yourself with that spiritual model, big model, see the big picture and understand this noble self, the reality of this, and that he got nothing to lose and he's lucky. And he also knows silently everyone is lucky. They need to find out. But lucky at another level, at a right level, not in a childish way, but in a sensible way. This has power to create within you a positive spiral. Takes you up. And it clears the other feelings, other emotions that were growing inside. If one does this, as was said, 1 minute, few times a day, you can be completely assured that there will be never mental health problems under any situation. Life is unpredictable. We just don't know what situations will come. But to deal with those situations, you need to have the higher position of the noble self. And then you are able to deal with the life situations with strength. as we are doing this, and as you experience this, your attitude and your vision, that will also have the power to help others discover this beautiful truth in them. You are not going to see them with their behavior at the present, because that helplessly everyone is in that mindset of insecurity. This is the world at the present. A different level, they can go to in a different level down the spiral. But your attitude can help them to come up the spiral, discover their inner greatness, and experience that very positive, true mental health. Thank you.